What if I told you the biggest reason most people struggle with money isn't because they don't make enough? It's because they don't have a system. Without a budget, every financial decision becomes guesswork. But here's the good news. There isn't one perfect way to budget, and you probably don't know all your options. There are dozens of budgeting systems, and each one is designed for a different type of person. Some are incredibly detailed, others take less than 5 minutes each month. Today, we're going to break down 20 of the most popular budgeting systems, explain who they're best for, and give each one an effectiveness rating. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it with category one, beginner budgets. These are the easiest budgets to start with. We've got the 50-30-20 rule. This one's best for simplicity and getting started. Income is divided into 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings. Pros is that it's extremely simple and easy to remember, and it's great for beginners. Cons are that it doesn't fit expensive cities because keeping your needs under that 50% can be very difficult, especially when housing is so high, and it doesn't optimize investing. Overall, I'm still going to put this one into the A category. It's an excellent starting point, but eventually most people do outgrow it or want to customize it. Number two, we've got the 80-20 budget. This one's pretty simple. You save 20%, spend the other 80%, and that's it. Pros are that it's almost effortless, encourages automatic saving, and is very sustainable. Cons are that it doesn't control spending categories, and it's easy to overspend if income changes. I am going to put this one into the B category. It's one of the easiest systems to maintain over a long period of time, and it is great for beginners as well. Number three is the anti-budget. Instead of budgeting every dollar, automatically save first, then spend the rest guilt-free. Pros are that it's extremely low effort, easy to automate, and removes budgeting stress. Cons are that it's weak spending control and doesn't identify waste. Overall, I am going to put this one into the C category. It's perfect for people who hate budgets, but it's not ideal for fixing bad habits. But it is a great starting point for people just trying to get into investing. Category two is the control budgets. These systems give every dollar a purpose. Number four on the list is going to be the zero-based budget. Every dollar receives an assignment. This is also known as the every dollar budget. Income minus expenses equals zero. You're literally assigning every dollar towards some category. Pros are that it's maximum awareness, excellent debt payoff, and almost impossible to lose money. Cons are that it takes time and requires frequent updates. This one is going to go into the S category. It's still considered one of the most effective budgeting systems ever created, so you really can't fault it there. Number five is going to be the line item budget. It's a financial planning method that lists individual income sources and expenses separately as their own entries or line items. Each line details a specific category, such as rent, salaries, and utilities, and assigns an exact dollar amount to it, making it easy to track historical spending and maintain strict financial control. Pros are that it's incredibly detailed and great analytics. The cons are that it's high maintenance and easy to give up on. I am going to rate this one as a B. It's fantastic for accountants, but can be pretty exhausting for everybody else unless you're just very detail oriented and can stay on top of a budget like that. Number six is the percentage budget. Instead of fixed rules, you choose your own percentages and you can assign them however you like, maybe 40% housing, 15% investing, 10% travel, 5% giving. The pros with this is that it's highly customizable and easy to scale. The cons are that it requires a lot of planning and can become overly complicated for beginners. I am still going to put this one into the A category. It's just a more flexible version of the 50-30-20 rule, and it does work for a lot of people. That brings us to category three, behavioral budgets. These are designed to change spending habits. At number seven, we have the famous envelope system. Cash goes into a physical envelope, and when the envelope is empty, you're done spending for the month. Pros are that it's incredible spending control and makes purchases feel real. Cons are that cash isn't always practical and doesn't work well online. I'm going to give this one a C rating. It's one of the best systems for breaking over spending habits, but it's just not optimized for modern life, so I just can't see it going any higher than the C. Number eight is the bucket budget. Instead of 30 categories, use only a few. A bucket budget splits your money into distinct categories, usually needs, wants, and goals, but you can add on your own categories as you like. The pros are that it's easy, flexible, and less overwhelming than some other budgeting systems. Cons are that it's less detailed. I'm going to give this one a rating of a B. It's a solid system, and it's probably the best balance between simplicity and organization. Number 9 is the no spend budget. Spend only on necessities, save or invest the rest. Usually lasts a week or a month. The pros are that it resets spending habits really well and it saves money quickly. The cons are that it's just not sustainable long term, but it is great for hitting certain goals or milestones. I'm going to give this one a rating of a D. It's an excellent challenge to reset bad habits, but I just don't think it's meant to be a permanent budget. For category 4, we have wealth building budgets. These budgets prioritize growing net worth. At number 10, we have the pay yourself first or reverse budget. Savings and investments happen before spending. Move your target saving and investing goal out of your checking account right away. Then spend what remains on your daily needs. The pros are that it builds wealth automatically and it's easy to automate. This method is highly effective at building wealth because it treats your financial goals like a mandatory bill. It requires very little daily maintenance or tracking. The cons are that it doesn't manage daily spending and there's weak category management. It can be risky if your income fluctuates or if you live paycheck to paycheck, as prioritizing your investments or savings first could leave you short at the end of the month. Ultimately, I am going to put this one into the S category. It's one of the best wealth building systems out there, and it's just so easy to automate. It'll make sure that your savings and investments stay on track. Number 11 is expense tracking. This method simply records where your money went after the fact to build awareness. It's the pure act of recording actual cash flow without a strict forward-looking spending limit. The pros are that there's very few restrictions on spending. It shows you exactly where your money goes instead of guessing, and it helps you spot and cut wasteful subscriptions, impulse buys, or charges. The cons are that it requires manual logging or constant app monitoring, and it does not provide a spending guideline to follow. Overall, I'm going to put this one into the category of B. I do think it's a great system and I've used it myself, but it does have a lot of shortcomings when it comes to providing guidelines to follow or managing your actual budget, but it is a great tool nonetheless. Number 12 is the goal-based budget. In this one, you're going to define specific targets. Write down a clear financial goal with a target date and exact cost, directing money towards specific future targets such as short-term savings, a new car, or retirement. Base your daily and weekly spending limits on what money remains after your non-negotiable goal contributions are set aside. The pros are that it's highly motivating and easy to stay focused. The cons are that it can neglect everyday spending. I'm going to still put this one into the A category. I just think it's great to focus on your personal goals and values, and this one does exactly that. I'm going to put this one into the A category. I think it's great for people that are chasing major financial milestones, and it just helps you stay on track with your goals. At 13, we have the priority-based budget. Instead of budgeting categories, you rank what matters most, allocating resources to activities or programs that deliver the highest overall value. Needs, investing, family, travel, etc. Everything else comes afterwards. You evaluate and rank all ongoing programs or expenses based on importance, funding the top tier items first and cutting or scaling back on low value ones. The pros are that it's flexible and intentional. The cons are that it is less structured. I'm going to give this one a rating of an A. It's ideal for values driven households, and it's just a great system for a lot of people. Speaking of values, we have the values based budget. In this one, money becomes a reflection of your priorities rather than fixed percentages, spending money on things that bring true personal joy and match what you care about most. The pros are that it's personal, sustainable, emotionally rewarding. The cons are that it can be difficult to measure success and results vary on personal judgment and priorities. I'm going to put this one into the B category. It can be excellent for short term satisfaction and enjoying life to the fullest, and I think that has a lot of value. That brings us to category 5, structured frameworks. At number 15, we have the 60% solution. In this one, you put 60% towards committed expenses, 10% to retirement, 10% to long-term savings, 10% to short-term savings, and 10% for fun. The pros are that it's balanced, good for those on a tight budget. The cons are that it doesn't fit everyone and it's not very customizable. Overall, I'm going to put this one into the D category. It is a solid system, but somewhat dated and very rigid. And I just think some of the percentages might be off for the modern investor. At number 16, we have the 70-20-10 budget. This is a straightforward budgeting strategy that divides your after-tax income into three simple categories: 70% for living costs, 20 for savings, and 10% for additional debt repayment or donations. The pros are that it encourages generosity and getting out of debt, and it also simplifies your finances. The cons are that once again, it's less flexible and very specific on the priorities, and there's a high allocation to living costs. Overall, I could see this maybe being in the C tier, but I'm personally going to move it down to the D tier. It is a simple system that's easy to follow, and if giving is a core financial value, it might actually be one of the best ones for you. But overall, I just think there's better budgets out there with a more balanced percentage allocation. All right, now to category 6, adaptive budgets. These work best when life is not predictable. At number 17, we have the cash flow budget. This is where you budget around when income arrives. A cash flow budget is a financial roadmap estimating the cash your business expects to receive and spend over a specific period. It's perfect for freelancers and small business owners. The pros are that it handles irregular income and prevents cash shortages. The cons are that it's more planning involved and it's easy to miscalculate. To build an accurate cash flow budget, you must track actual cash movements rather than relying solely on accrual accounting or net income. I'm going to give this one an A rating. It is still the gold standard for self-employed workers. Number 18 is the calendar budget. A budget calendar is a visual cash flow tool that helps map your income, bills, and daily balance day by day on a calendar. It helps you see the exact timing of when money comes in and goes out. The pros are that it matches real life. It shows exact days when paychecks or other funds arrive, and it reduces missed bills, displays when rent, utilities, and loans must be paid. But the cons are that it can be tedious or time consuming and generally requires manual tracking. Overall, I'm going to give this one an A rating. It's excellent for biweekly paychecks and tracking expenses, and it makes it really easy to manage your bills by seeing them visually on your calendar. Number 19 is the incremental budget. This is where you start with last month's budget and adjust only what changed. The pros are that it's fast and familiar, and it saves significant time since you don't need to justify every expense from scratch. The cons are that it can preserve bad habits, and it carries forward past mistakes or unnecessary costs without necessarily scrutinizing them. Overall, I'm going to put this one into the B category. It is a good maintenance system, it's just not going to help you fix bad habits. And at number 20, we've got the rolling budget. This is where you continuously update future months based on current results. It adds a new month or quarter as each current month or quarter ends. This keeps a constant forward-looking view. The pros are that it's always current and adapts quickly. The cons are that it requires consistency and it takes a lot more time to work and maintain. I'm still going to give this one an S rating. It's just one of the best modern budgeting methods for dynamic households and businesses. After reviewing all 20 systems, no single budget is perfect. The best budget is the one you're actually going to use. If you're just getting started, try the 50-30-20 rule or the 80-20 budget. If you're serious about mastering every dollar, the zero-based budgeting remains the gold standard. If your goal is building long-term wealth, pay yourself first is hard to beat. And if your income changes every month, cash flow budgeting or rolling budget will usually serve you far better than the traditional budgets. The important thing isn't choosing the perfect budget. It's choosing a system and sticking to it. Because almost any budgeting system is better than having no budget at all. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.